Alright, to find the domain of this function, we know that we can only put numbers bigger than 0 into a log function. So the part that determines the domain is this bit. We can't put a negative number or 0 into that log function. So this bit here, that x must be greater than 0. So the domain is all values of x such that x is greater than 0. And we know that the range for a log function is any value of y, and the -2 doesn't change that. So the range is any value of y where y is some real number. Alright, we want to find out the vertical asymptote. We do that by finding out where this part here is equal to 0. Now that just happens to be, in this one, a simple one where x equals 0. So that is the y-axis, is the vertical asymptote. Where does it cross the x-axis? Well, that's where log x minus 2 is equal to 0. Because we know when you cross the x-axis, the y value is 0. So solving that, we get the log to base 2 of x must be then equal to 2. And I'll do the full anti-log bit here. We go 2 to the log base 2x is equal to the 2. Now the left hand side gives us just the answer x, and the right hand side gives us the answer 4. So it crosses the x-axis at 4, 0. What we're doing here is using this law here. Well, that's great, isn't it? Let's undo that. But we're using this result here. That gives us back the x down here. Okay. Alright, we want to sketch the graph now. We know that it crosses the x-axis at 4, 0, so that point there, 4, 0. We know that the y-axis is the vertical asymptote from the work we've just done. And so one other point is here at 1, 0, that's where if we didn't have that -2, it would have passed through like that. But we've got a vertical translation of 2 units down, so we know that that point now will be down here. So sketching in our graph, and we've got to do a bit of a corner here, it's going to go like that. So that's the graph of y equals log to the base 2 of x minus 2. Alright, so we've got the graph. Now we have to do this part 4, solve for when fx equals -1. So we've got to solve for when log to the base 2 of x minus 2 is equal to -1. So that gives us the log base to base 2 of x equals 2 take 1 is 1. Doing our thing we do, we get x is equal to 2 to the 1, which is just 2. So it must pass through the point 2 minus 1. And, hopefully 2 minus 1, that's that point. I don't know why it keeps doing that. There. And I've just missed it, but that's where it should go through. Okay, that ends that question.